Welcome to the school committee meeting, February 25th, 2025, here at the PDC. I'll remind everyone that these meetings are audio and video recorded. My name is Anthony Tenorella. I officially call this meeting to order, and I will start with introductions to my left.
Evan Cody.
Becky Stanton.
Mike Woodlock, Assistant Superintendent.
Hi, Mike Flanagan, Superintendent.
Daniela Thanis.
Ryan McMahon.
Stacy Guido.
Joe Messina, Business Administrator.
Thank you, everyone. Do please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the February 4th, 2025 school committee minutes and the February 4th, 2025 executive session minutes. Executive session minutes not to be released at this time.
I will make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Abstained?
Abstain.
That carries 401. Citizens' time. See none. Correspondence.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to inform the committee that last week, Mr. Messina and I received a request for a contract extension from AlphaBest. Many in town know that AlphaBest is our before-school and after-school provider, daycare provider, and they've been an outstanding partner for us as a district. It is a revenue stream for the district of approximately $50,000 each year. So it's a great partnership. But beyond the revenue stream, I think it's a great resource for the parents in our community who need that extended before after-school programming. So just wanted to keep the committee aware that Mr. Messina and I will be going through that document over the next couple of days and extending that for another year with AlphaBest. And I anticipate for those at home watching, all 10 of you, information will be coming out shortly in terms of when we can begin signups for summer programming and things like that. So stay tuned and be on the lookout for that. So that's the AlphaBest update.
Excellent. Personnel.
Mr. Chair, we have two action items under personnel. We have a notification for request for parental leave for Danielle Slattery beginning April 2025. Ms. Slattery is our teacher at the middle school. And we did receive a resignation from Katrina Tumpney, who was LPN for us for 1 year in the district. So we have that position posted right now as a long-term sub for the remainder of the year.
All right, thank you. Share the success. Evan.
At TES, the 25 to 26 kindergarten registration event will occur this Wednesday, February 26th. Our preschool registration is on Wednesday, March 5th. Families are encouraged to visit the website and social media for more details. TES is looking forward to welcoming our new students and families. At TMS, winter sports finished right before February break, and students can now sign up for spring sports. Sports offered at the middle school include boys and girls track and field, baseball, and softball. Additionally, 8th grade boys can play lacrosse at the high school level, and 7th and 8th grade girls can play lacrosse for the high school. There may be a meeting for the METG One Act Play competition for interested middle schools tomorrow morning. There will be a middle school dance on March 21st, and the cookie dough fundraising for the 8th grade Washington, D.C. trip is now over, and the cookie dough is arriving this week. At THS, congratulations to our winter athletes on this past season. Good luck to hockey and girls basketball as they have opening round games this week. Good luck to theater as they attend the METG competition Wednesday at Woburn High. They will be performing Queens. DECA is attending the state conference in Boston this weekend. 28 students qualified for this event. Best of luck. Trimester 2 comes to an end on March 14th. Report cards will be available March 21st. February students of the month are Grace Angelo, Reese Graham, Michaela Hughes, and Blandine DeMoco. Thank you.
Thank you. That was a lot.
What was it?
Subcommittees, we have none at this time, so unfinished business, MSBA.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We'll jump right in the slide deck. Again, just a reminder of upcoming meetings. We have a lot going on over the next several months. Continuing with our school building committee meetings and another tri-board meeting on April 7th. This will be when our state legislators come in, our Representative Gary and Senator Kennedy. So that's a conversation that generally or annually we talk about the budget and our needs at that meeting. So that's what's coming down the pike. In terms of the MSBA update, it's a lot of finish work going on right now. Main lobby, they're doing the wood look finish on the sides and on the ceiling. There's some pictures of that for you. Final paint in A2 and C2. Carpet installation is complete in the main office at the middle school as well as central office. Wood door installation is complete on the entire first floor. Plumbing finishes, we have pictures of that. And next week, they're going to look to start finalizing the canopy out front. So The next thing is interesting. This is that slideshow that was put together, really per the request of the school building committee. So what we did was we reached out, go to the next slide, Woody, thank you. We reached out, and we had Jackie Richardson, that's Katie Gilmet, a senior here at Tyngsborough High, on the second in from the left, working with our Fontaine team to really kind of go through the school and give the community a sense of what some of the finishes look like and the progress that's taking place at the school. So we have this 14-slide deck right here, and we'll just kind of go through it one by one. This is obviously quarter A building. They're actually all labeled at the top. I don't necessarily need to read them to you, but that would be the autumn hallway. Bathroom entry, airport-style bathrooms in the hall. The next one is the neighborhood library for teachers, or teacher workroom right there. Each classroom neighborhood has a workroom in it. Typical classroom in A building, you can see the woodwork that's in there, the casework that's in there, finished flooring, finished ceiling tiles. Typical classroom C building, now the colors change because it's the winter hall, or spring, I believe winter. Again, you have millwork and the finished work in the rooms. This is the main entrance with the wood look along the ceiling and along each side wall. Right when you walk into the school, flex performance space. This is the catwalk up on the second floor. Just a different look at the black box. That will also be the home of future school committee meetings in there. The cafeteria in the main entrance area, off the main entrance area. Aerial shot 1, aerial shot 2. And that should about do it. So we will social media that over the next several days, just so people who really aren't necessarily involved but are on social media can kind of see what it's looking like and the progress that's happening. I like to say it as much as I can. The project right now is on time and under budget. 95% of the cost of the project is bought out at this time. And really, we have about 20% of what our remainder of contingency left. So we're in good shape financially for the rest of the project. We're dialing in some final specifics over the next several months, and then the furniture will start to arrive and get into the classrooms. I will say that next week, next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, teachers from the middle school can sign up and go through a tour and start to get excited about the space and really start to see it and see coming alive. So that's exciting. We did have a meeting with the staff before vacation, and we walked them through all the FF&E, which is furniture, fixture, and equipment, and showed them the layout of the land, showed them all the equipment that's going to be there. So hopefully they're starting to get excited for it, and it's going well, and we're just kind of dialing in the end of the timelines here. So we're in good shape. And I do know that before the next school building committee meeting, there will also be a tour. So if any school committee member is around and would like to go through March 19th, at 5:45, we will be doing another tour of the school, and then once the tour is over, we'll go right into our school building committee meeting, March 19th. So that's where we are in terms of the MSBA.
All right. Thank you for that.
And thank you to Katie Gilmet and Jackie Richardson for putting that together. I appreciate that.
Teaching and learning, Mr. Whitlock.
Thank you. One of the things we've mentioned a couple times over the course of this year and was a real big focus for us when we got together as an administrative group, central office and building administration, was to really look at our evaluation processes and make sure that, what teachers were receiving for feedback in the format they're receiving it in the elementary school is similar to the middle school and the high school. And although they weren't miles apart, they were certainly different as we looked at them at the end of last year. So this was a big push for us on the admin level to make sure that our teachers are receiving something similar in each school. So just a couple of updates for educator evaluation and feedback as we're talking about that. One of the things that was agreed upon in the last contract negotiation was a joint staff and administration board to examine the teacher evaluation language. Has been updated since I think 2011 to 2012. So there's a lot of things in there that don't make as much sense as maybe they did. So what's going on is, as an administrative group, myself and the principals are all looking at that language, making some notes on that. The union is doing so as well. And we're going to share those notes on the 3rd of March. And then we'll have a chance to look at it, correspond if needed, and we're going to get together in person sometime around the 17th or 3rd week of March and kind of hammer out what that language is going to be. One of the other big things we want to agree upon there is we're using a teacher rubric that is from 2017 is the one that we're using now. There was a new one approved by DESE last year, 2024. I'm happy to say it very much aligns with a lot of the things that we're really pushing for classroom instruction and assessment. So that's good. And so we hope to just have an agreement with the union that we're going to adopt the new DESE-approved 2024 teacher rubric. As far as the teacher evaluations calibration that I was mentioning earlier, I can say, having read, I think, all of the evaluations that have happened so far this year, a lot more symmetry. And so I'm really proud of our administrators, our principals, and their teams for really focusing on that. They're talking a lot when they're writing these evaluations. They're making sure that they're communicating together, making sure it sounds right, making sure, as you see there in the second bullet, in the middle column, we're providing action-oriented feedback. So you probably are not familiar with this, and most people aren't, but a lot of evaluations in the past were really kind of a running log of this is what happened when I was in the room. We don't need that. Everyone knows what happened. We want to document what happened. We want to say this is something that was really good according to this part of the teacher rubric. This is why I saw this, this, and this. Or I didn't see this. I'd really like to talk to you more about how we could possibly improve this. I have some ideas. So that we're having conversations with teachers, and those evaluations are stimulating that conversation. So it's not just checking the box, because that doesn't make anyone better. So I think it was a bit of a adjustment for teachers to get used to it in some buildings, but I think in talking with some of the staff, I'm not sure they all love it. I think maybe some people like the older way, but I know it's much more effective to do it this way, and we'll get used to it. But as of date, 275 Unit A staff evaluations and observations as of February 14th. 275 classroom observations. That is far and away above what we're required to do. So to give you an idea, for a 2-year educator cycle, a professional status teacher only needs to be seen once, according to the contract. That's not very much. I don't know how you can, validate you're doing something well or get, feedback to say, what can we do better? How can we grow when you're just being seen once every 2 years? So our staff, their administrative staff, has made a real commitment to be in classrooms regularly, provide feedback, and I want to make sure we're mentioning too, when we talk about feedback, it's not just you're not doing something right. It's validating, this is great. Can we share this with other people? Can you share this at a staff meeting? This could really help. So I want to say thank you to our admin team. They've really stepped up and done a really great job this year. Not that they were doing a poor job before, but they've really stepped it up and gone above and beyond. So, any questions about teacher observations, evaluations?
I had a question. Is this like the new philosophy? You mentioned once every 2 years, which to me is like kind of horrifying. Is this a new approach that like we're going to continue to have these ongoing evaluations, or is this we're trying this, we're going to see how it is, we'll adjust, and like what's the go forward strategy on
Yeah,
this?
I think this is what we want the common practice to be.
Mm-hmm.
This is the new norm.
We said we're going to see every professional status teacher at least once in the fall and once in the spring, minimally. So that we've already done, I think, for almost all teachers. But we don't want to stop there either.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we see something great, we want to keep going in and see something great. If we see a teacher that could use some help, we don't want to just say, we'll see you in a couple of years. And I probably should, just for informational purposes, for a non-PTS teacher, so someone that hasn't been here more than 3 years, it's much more. So for a first-year teacher, they're being seen at least 5 times, 2 of them observed with meetings prior to and after mandatory, and then a little bit less in their years 2 and 3. But it's not fair to teachers to just go in every day and not get feedback from your boss. They're there to help you and support you, and so it can be difficult for our admin to get in there. They're busy, but they're making the time. So I think it's a really good step.
I appreciate you guys leading the charge in making this change for our district. If we want to be providing the best education to our students, like, we need to be giving the best to our staff as well.
And we know that studies show over and over again, the most important thing for student achievement and growth is the teacher.
Mhm.
So if we're not putting our time into the teachers, we're wasting time.
I like the idea that you really emphasize that the focus isn't negative, but positive, and that they're being evaluated and being told good things and what they're doing well. And I love the idea that if you see it in one classroom, would you like to share this at a meeting? Would you like to share this with your team of teachers? I think that's great. Much more of a community working together, supported effort. I hope they feel more
Yeah.
supported.
I hope so. I mean, our job is to be an evaluator and a coach, right? So there's such a small percentage of teachers that end up leaving a district, our district or any other district, as a result of the evaluation process. That's really not what it's for. I think it gets that reputation sometimes, but that's not what we want it to be. So,
Mr. Whitlock, could you touch on what does an average observation look like and how much time would they spend in the classroom?
it depends. So announced observations are usually almost like a full class period. So that could be up to 60 minutes here at the high school or a little bit less at the middle school. I would say the average, I'm going off my own personal experience, it's usually between like 10 to 20 minutes. I think what we've talked about as an administrative staff is when we go in, we know we're not seeing the whole picture, right? So if we can stay there for a transition period, so a transition basically a teacher would transition from, direct instruction to a collaborative something. So how do they transition in and out of that? Because you see a lot more of what's happening in the class. You see teachers reminding them of the goals and objectives and things like that. If you're just in there for a couple minutes, sometimes you see something great. Sometimes it's not enough to really make a judgment or provide evidence of exceptional, proficient, or needs improvement teaching. So 10 minutes is kind of our minimum. But again, if you see something great in 2 minutes, let them know. But if you see something you're not sure about in 2 minutes, that's probably, you'll come back later.
Anyone else?
This is awesome. I love that the attitude of they can't get better if we don't evaluate them. And that was always a thing for me going into a review process at all. Like, this is great that you're doing this once a year, but like, what about the other 11 months?
Mm-hmm.
And just having that ongoing feedback, I think, is so valuable.
I would say,
it
to your
helps
point,
build
like,
as a community.
some teachers do get better even if we don't help them. They'll just work and work and work, but they need the validation too.
Right.
Like, so even if they don't need us necessarily, it's good to go in there and just
Yeah.
say like, this is awesome,
Yeah.
or can you share this at your staff meeting or your department meeting, something like that. So,
Awesome. Thank you very much.
okay, thank you.
New business. Fiscal year 26 initial budget discussion.
Mr. Messina.
All you.
Thank you, sir. New business, seems like it's always business. So at your last meeting on February 4th, the budget for next year that we presented had a variance of some $390,000 out of balance. Additionally, the superintendent did note an additional 2.4 positions that we were looking to add into the budget model. That was a BCBA, a middle school custodian, and a part-time library assistant at the elementary school. So the challenge became, how do we get this into balance with those additional 2.4 positions and the $390,000? Through a number of expense reviews, including 4 potential staff reductions based on natural attrition, such as resignations and retirements, and an adjustment to sped stabilization with the hope that we can bring in at least $148,000 from the current balance of stabilization to add to the $150,000 the town hall has pledged to add from free cash to get to a balanced budget. So the budget in front of you tonight is balanced, represents the targeted 2.7 growth in the school committee budget. That's pretty much it for this model. And again, I will always say, the model will probably change at least a half dozen times between now and August, probably half dozen times between now and the end of the school year. So that's it for the school committee for tonight?
All right, and we do need to take a vote on this.
Yes, please.
So, thank you, first of all, for all the work that you guys, you and your team, Dr. Flanagan, the whole staff puts into creating this, so. To come up with the 2.7, we actually talked about it at the tri-board meeting last night. What a great working relationship we currently have with the Board of Selectmen and our town manager, Colin, so. We look forward to keeping that, because it hasn't always been that way in my 12 years sitting here, so. But, all right, I'll take a motion to approve the fiscal year 26 initial budget as presented.
I will make the motion to approve the fiscal year 26 budget as presented.
Second?
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? That carries. Thank you, Mr. Messina, and we're going to stay with you in finance.
Thank you very much. So for signing of bills, we had 13 bill warrants presented to the committee tonight. I do have them back approved. As always, in your drive is the list of warrant numbers, accounts, and amounts. For signing of payroll, there are 2 payrolls in your drive, the February 10th and February 24th payrolls. Warrant numbers and amounts are in the drive. And also in the drive is the January financial package. The 3 reports are your budget at the end of January, the revolving account balances at the end of January, as well as the student account balances. And I will leave the February 1st enrollment to the chair.
And the enrollment numbers are not on the agenda.
Uh-oh.
We will table till next meeting.
We will table that till next meeting. All right, school committee discussion.
None, thank you.
Just want to thank the tri-board for last night's meeting. To reiterate what you said, it's great to have a good relationship with them. Good luck to our sports teams that are going into playoffs. And a special thanks to the central office for the new evaluation process. I really liked hearing that.
Nothing from me, thank you.
If I could, Mr. Chair, I actually did find the enrollment balances in the drive. Elementary school, 723, middle, 399, high school, 409, with 24 out of district, for a total of 1555.
Excellent, thank you.
That is done, I'm all set. Thank
So
you.
we will not table that till next meeting. Stacy?
I just wanted to welcome everybody back from February break. Hope everyone had a great break. And wanted to thank our maintenance staff for making sure that parking lots and walkways and the buildings were ready to receive everyone back. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Joe, and the budget subcommittee for all their hard work coming up with that budget. I know it's not easy. And good luck to the hockey and girls basketball teams in the playoffs.
I will add one more good luck to the high school METG, to the theater group for the upcoming METG competition at Woburn High. And good luck to everybody else too. It's a busy time of year for competitions and sports. Thank you so much to the middle school building committee. I know that a lot of hard work is going in, and every update, it just looks more and more fantastic. And I cannot wait to see the updates in the fall that have pictures of kids in that building. I know the kids in my house are very excited to walk through those doors, so that'll be exciting. And also, Mr. Woodlock, thank you so much for the update on the evaluations as well. That was exciting to see too. So hopefully it's a great tool for our teachers. That's all I got.
Yeah, I have a couple things, I apologize. DECA, METG, good luck to both of them. Basketball, hockey, best of luck. Had the opportunity to go to the winter concert and choral performance before break. Great job by the kids and all involved there. And really, what a supportive parent group as well. So thank you to TMPA. They were out in full force, and I love how they shake everyone down for the 50-50. That's good. That's important. You have to do that. So that was good. Also, for those who don't know, next week their art show is going to be presenting at the Tyngsborough Public Library Wednesday night, 5 to 7. Good luck to Mrs. Ramsey and the students who are showcasing their artwork. Tri-Board was great working relationship there. I do have to make one personal statement. The Tyngsborough High School community lost a pillar of Tyngsborough High School for many years last week. John Karakopoulos was a teacher, was a coach, impacted a lot of students here at Tyngsborough High School. He was a colleague of mine for many years, and certainly a great man, a great influence. So rest in peace, Carol. That's all I have.
All right, thank you. I will echo everyone else's good lucks and wishes. And we do have a need for executive session this evening to discuss the reputation, character, physical condition, or mental health rather than professional competence of an individual, or to discuss the discipline or dismissal of or complaints or charges brought against a public officer, employee, staff member, or individual. We will return from executive session only to adjourn our regular session meeting, and I am seeking a motion to enter into executive session.
So moved?
Second?
And this does require a roll call vote.
In favor?
In favor?
In favor?
In favor.
In favor.
Thank you, and have a good night.